Good day. How are you? Amazing. I want to take this opportunity to talk about something that is very important in my life and hopefully in your life too. And I'm talking about breast cancer awareness. Many years ago, when my grandmother was alive, we had found out that she had breast cancer. And at that point in time, being just young people, my sister and I, we thought, what can we do to support her outside of being there emotionally and being there for her physically? We started doing the breast cancer walk, right? And what we would do is we would generate a lot of sponsorships to back us up, and we would walk for the breast cancer movement. The thing about that is later on, cancer took over my grandmother and she passed away. And we thought, well, do we stop the walk? No, because she survived. She was a survivor of breast cancer. And not only did she live after that ordeal, but then developed different types of cancer. Why should we stop fighting? Why should we stop looking for a way to, one, send out the message of what to be aware of, and two, send out the message of support the cause to help find the cure, right? So we always did this, and even though, last year I was not able to attend the walk, I did contribute as much as I can. And, there's two major organizations that I am a part of for a long time. And just because we're speaking of this breast cancer, I want to make sure I say that it is my top one that I participate in. So if you're interested, if you're like, well, I can't walk this year, that's okay. You can always reach out to the American Cancer Society or Breast Cancer Awareness Month with the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Inc. And they're available online, and they provide so much information that will help you understand, one, your own symptoms. You can say, one of the things that really I found so interesting and so frustrating is my grandmother would always say, get tested, go find out. And, I would always get this stone cold wall because I wasn't 40 or I was in my early 30s. But for my sister and myself, the majority of the women in our family that that passed away, one, passed away with cancer, and two, had breast cancer. So this was very alarming to us because on both sides, maternal and paternal, we do have cancer. So it's inevitable that we can say, oh, well, we'll go through life skating by and nothing will ever happen to us. We can't think that way. But the other part about it is, one, it was very difficult to get testing, and two, no one speaks about men who also get cancer, right? Men get prostate cancer, but there are men that do get breast cancer, because what happens is it's within the glands of your breast tissue, and sometimes in the armpit area, in that region, that men discover they have this and they just ignore it. And I don't know if it's a machismo thing, but this is something that even with my own sons and my husband, I'm constantly like, all right, let me just check you real quick so you learn to check. Because I just think that being aware and being conscientious of your own health will save you heartache later. And I'll tell you something. Yesterday we had to go to emergency, take care of something for my oldest son. And the funny thing was, when I was talking to the doctor, I was like, well, I did this, that, and that. And she was kind of surprised, and she said, wow, that's exactly what I was going to tell you to do. Because listen, again, I'm not a doctor, right? I don't pretend to be one. But what I do is I constantly, and I'm not a hypochondriac. That's the other thing. I'm not a hypochondriac. But what I do, maybe neurotic, what I do is I constantly pay attention to certain things that happen and find the pattern, observe the situation that caused the instance, and then how did we fix the problem? How did we adjust or make changes? So like, for example, if every time you drink milk you have an issue, you may be lactose intolerant, right? So there's certain things that you can just pay attention to and learn how to help yourself. And those are one of the things that we learned yesterday. But with breast cancer, I can't sit here and treat myself, but what can I do? I can check myself. I can look, do I have anything strange? Is anything new? Is anything different with me that's unusual? And paying attention to these changes will help you, because you won't be able to see if you have bone cancer, right? But if there's a physical lump that you feel, don't be quiet about it or shy. You know what? It might be an ingrown hair, or it might be an ingrown cell. It might be benign, but it can also be cancer. So you want to make sure that you are proactive. That is the key to being healthy, is being proactive. The other thing is, if you can't walk this year, right, because we've got certain things going on in our world, you definitely can look into donating and helping these causes by going and visiting these websites. Like I mentioned, the American Cancer Society, which does have an annual Breast Cancer Awareness Month walk, or the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Inc., which also always takes donations for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, looking to get sponsors because specifically October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that's normally where they campaign to increase awareness for the disease. So consider joining in on this cause to help women in need, and to also bring the messages to men. If you're a man and you're listening to this and you're like, well, I'm a guy, this can affect you, because if cancer runs in your family, if breast cancer runs in your family, you may have that gene. And why wait to find out why you're sick when you could just be more proactive in your own health? Well, I just wanted to make sure to deliver this message. This stream that we're going to do on Twitch, we'll have a special guest who will speak to how breast cancer has impacted their life, in addition to our normal 21 questions. But I thank you all so much, and stay tuned for our journey on Fannytastic Life. Thank you, and take care. Don't forget to tune in on Thursdays to twitch.tv/Fannytasticlife, where we stream live with people all over, going over our game that we play, 21 questions, uniting everyone with the common denominators that we have in common. Hello. So don't forget to check us out. Take care. You know, man.